let's just explain this real quick about what I'm looking at, what's going on. Right now, you see the incline, right? I'm looking at this entire incline. I'm seeing that up here, that the test of the price levels was contained up here, all right, and contained to this region. So I waited for this area to be tested a second and third time. Then after that area was tested for those particular periods, it was a confirmation that it was okay to actually trade the area. All right, let's see if I'm actually in this trade. Let's make sure it's not just a working order. It looks good. We got 9 seconds left. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're good. Safe landing. All right. We're very big on safety, of course. Let's finish looking at what we were just talking about. And so we reach this area right here. This area right here becomes flat. You see a flat area like that, right? You got to believe that it's two-sided trading going on. By two-sided trading, I mean they're trading on both sides of the market. The market is relatively imbalanced and indecisive, right? But that indecision led me to take the trade, to believe in the weakness of the buyers and take a sell at this area. All right. Now there, along the way, is a bunch of clues, other clues that I happen to look at, and through these videos, I'll probably run through them and so forth and so on. And if you actually, want to know them, ask me about them. Get closer to me or whatever, and we could talk a little bit more about the context of everything that goes on with these prices, right? Because you got to understand, pricing is just one part of it. Behavior, just one part of it. It's not just one or two things that's going to make you a very good trader. It's going to make you an excellent trader is the whole context of it all. That's what's going to make you a very good trader, because in the whole context of it all, you're reading the entire sentence, you're reading the whole idea of what the market is expressing. And at that point, once you are able to understand what the market is trying to express, you're able to see the market and be in the flow of what the actual market is doing, and not under any imaginary or intended activity that you're making up in your head about the market, right? Your activity should never be made up or, assumed. What you're going to, only assuming that you do, you might make a positive assumption or have a theory about what you think the market would do, right? But the market is always uncertain, so none of it is written in stone, but you have just an opinion of what the market will do. And then during the time from the start of the binary to the end of the binary, you're watching to see if your opinion is played out the way that you want to see it played out. And what I mean by that, if I'm saying that I'm looking at this price right here and I'm saying that what's going on with it, I think it's going to go down or whatever. If I'm saying that, everything that the price does in its next 5 minutes would have to confirm what I believe. Anything that happens opposite of that confirmation should be a reason to scrap the trade. Pretty simple. All right, so I'm just going over a couple of things, and since I got my microphone working again, maybe we could go over a couple of these things, all the time, or at least often. so some of it kind of sticks. Right now, 28.69. Looking at another thing that, like this right here, I hit the gavel. This is the gavel right here. You hear that right there? You know it's on and popping. You know you could jump in that. Like that 28.69. I've been took that, went about my business with that. You can still get in there, right? Funny thing about morning times though, I just told you a lie. Funny thing about morning times, you very rarely see me really be pushing for buys at this time in the morning. Like the market really got to do some heavy confirmation and be in the buy zone. You know what I'm saying? That's this particular one kind of was, but it's in and out, so you know it's kind of shaky. But anyway, I just say that to say, like, in the morning, if you're watching me, you know, like, I'm always wary about big buying in the morning, early, like at this time. You know, always wary of it. I've been burnt, you know, many times I've been burnt on taking a buy at this time, and it's just not enough, you know, to move it, you know, maybe half a pip, whatever, and you lose a trade. So I'm big on confirmation of everything that I'm looking for. And then if I get the confirmation, I just have the confidence to jump in the trade. I'm really, you know, sitting around just looking. Like I'm really going to just sit there and be looking just all day. I'm more so a believer in what my trade is. And when I see that trade, I'm going to take it because I believe the probabilities of the trade winning are going to be greater than the probabilities of that trade losing. All right? And I know that just because of my level of perfection or my level of performance. You know, I perform well. You get confident, and then you're able to do it over and over and over again. Like a lot of traders, many of you traders, you're just so scared of losing because I'm telling you, you believe that you need to be perfecto to get it done, and that's not the case. You know, I'm not perfect with my trades. You know, so I actually don't try to be because it's not necessary. So I don't put the undue stress on myself to do so. You know. Nice trade though, nice trade. This is, like I said, the morning time I usually don't do big buying unless there's confirmation to do so, right? And it's, at the market right now is showing confirmation. Don't get me wrong. If just because I don't do something as far as like, well, I'm not going to, you know, do too many buys in the morning, doesn't mean I refuse to do it if the action sets up like that. If the action sets up like that, that's what I'm doing. You know, that's what I'm doing. If the action sets up opposite that and shows me a sell, well, that's what I'm doing. But it all depends on what this price action is, how this price action is moving. You see, I look at trends, and my definition of trends is a little different than everyone else, right? Because another person, when they usually talk about trends, they're talking about a bunch of bars going in the same direction. I don't care about a bunch of bars. I care about one bar. This is a trend to me. This one bar is a trend to me. If I go down on this, let's go to 1 minute, matter of fact. This 1 minute bar right here is a trend down. This 1 minute bar right here is a trend up. That's how I look at trends, right? That's the trend up. This is a trend down. This one is starting to trend down. Those are trends to me, right? And we're just talking about a 1 minute candle, all right? So my definition of trend is a little different, and what I'm looking for is just the movement in comparison to the next candle before it, all right? So when I'm looking at this candle, I'm expecting what this next candle is going to do. When I'm looking at this candle when it finishes, then I'm going to make it an informed opinion of what the next candle will do. And then I will be seeing if the market confirms that opinion. That's how I trade this. Real simple. It's Enrico Janko. I'm the Signal. I'm just talking to you. I don't want to keep you too long this morning. All right?